Hello everyone, my name is Masterstarman, and I'm here to kind of give a weird... Okay, I don't know what I'm trying to say with this one. I'm going to be presenting a bit of a different vlog here, and it's sort of... I was just folding laundry, and I was just thinking in my mind of some of the weird shit I said over, especially on Twitter, but in the last year. I said a lot of things that probably pissed a lot of people off, and I want to make something clear here. I don't take back what I said, and what I'm about to say in this video is purely going to be in my opinion. But there's a few things I said last year, and I can actually kind of easily point out some of the things here. There was two games I played a couple years ago, and I just grabbed them right there because I knew they were both there. And I made one of these games I made very clear my honest distaste of, and it's actually something I did a live stream of last year, and it was this game here, Kirby Triple Deluxe. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't like the game hardly at all. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. This isn't going to be a topical video about Triple Deluxe. I'm just stating for the record, I'm not the biggest fan of the game in the world. I did a live stream last year, and that live stream may as well have been blind. I actually played through the game a couple months after it came out in 2014, and I didn't remember a thing from that playthrough. I didn't even remember 100%ing the game, and I did that my first time playing through it. And I really, really did not like that. Like, the stream itself was somewhat okay, but my taste on the game bittered a lot afterwards. And I don't know, like, how I've gotten in so many arguments and debates and just crap on the game because a lot of people seem to really love it, and it's probably my #1 example of a game I really don't like that everyone else seems to. And opinions are okay. There's a lot of games I really like that people generally don't like. Sonic Adventure 2 is a big example. I really like that game. I really like the original Sonic Adventure as well, but Adventure 2 I know gets a lot of mixed opinions. I personally grew up on it, and I really, really love it. I'm sure most people who've seen my Let's Play know all the reasons why. I'm not, like, I really like that game. But Triple Deluxe is a game I do not like at all. And, yeah, so I said some pretty nasty things. Like, some people, I argued for a long time over, like, differences in opinions. I couldn't accept for the longest time why one person might have liked certain games and why some people might not have liked others. This is another game on a smaller and weirder scale. This is Majora's Mask on the 3DS. I don't like the 3DS version at all. If you remember my Let's Play of Majora's Mask and my my top 10 favorite games of all time, Majora's Mask is one of my all-time favorite games. Like, it's my favorite Zelda game. My Let's Play of it ranks in my top 5 of my favorite Let's Plays, period. And it's a game I really like. I don't like this version of the game, though. That's just my opinion, I guess, but I know a lot of people who really liked the 3DS version, and in my mind, I'd be like, I couldn't accept for the longest time how people would have liked certain things. And there's a lot of things I can just say. Another thing I got really vulgar and opinionated about was, if you notice this poster, yeah, I'm pointing to the camera here. This poster up here is a Pokemon X, Y, and Z poster, and I just picked that up at Walmart last year because I thought it looked cool, and I do still think it looks cool, but my opinions on that season, and really the whole Pokemon fan base as a whole, really changed last year when, like, some stuff happened. Long story short, there was a major episode that happened near the end that, when it happened, it was spoiled all over social media, and I was like, when I watch Pokemon, I only watch the English dub of it. I don't care to watch a Japanese dubbed anime. So, I was like 12 or 13 episodes behind because the English dub was that far behind. And when there was this one certain episode that aired in Japan, everybody fucking went apeshit and just did not even care. They just spoiled everything all over social media, and they treated it as if it wasn't a spoiler. And I lost my cool. Like, I felt like I was a voice, like someone who had a voice and an opinion to voice, but couldn't really voice my opinion. And I think that's the way with a lot of things. I've said a lot of weird shit. If you remember a few months ago, I made a video complaining about the overuse of memes that has since been taken down. I've since privated that video because of some of the backlash I got. I don't regret making that video, and I still don't, but it's like, I've just, it was a weird, like, I don't want to say a weird year, but I've definitely said some weird-ass opinions over the last couple years. Like, and I've even talked to, like, some bigger reviewers and stuff too. I've mostly stopped caring about what reviewers have to say about gaming, and I've stopped caring about what a lot of people have to say. Like, I don't sucker into trends at all, and I think that's the way it should be. Like, another one is another big trend for me is music as well, and honestly, the last new music I might have listened to would have been, I don't even know. Like, the last good new song I'd probably say was, like, either Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars, Happy by Pharrell Williams, or, like, I don't even know. Like, I don't listen to, there's so many new artists I don't even care to listen to. I'm not trying to sound like Keith Richards here or anything, but I just will not listen to that. Like, I mean, look at this right here. I'm wearing a fucking Led Zeppelin shirt here. You kind of understand where my music tastes are, and, like, I never really outright stated this, but my music knowledge is pretty vast. I know it sounds weird to say, because, like, it's grown a lot more over the years, but I'll listen to, like, I've seen concerts ranging from bands like Chicago to AC/DC, Bryan Adams to James Taylor to Def Leppard, and even some lesser known bands like Sam Roberts Band. And it's like, I don't know, my opinions are really scattered, and for one thing, it's late right now. I don't even know what the hell the message I'm trying to convey here is, but, I mean, I want to make one thing clear, and that's that while I don't take back any of the opinions I said, I'll be blunt. I still dislike this game greatly. I'm never, ever changing my opinions on it, and unless I happen to replay it again and really like it, which sounds very freaking odd to me right now, but, and I'll probably make a video explaining why I didn't like it that much in a little bit. I've been wanting to for a long time, but especially with my recent tendonitis situation right now, it's making videos a lot harder to make than it was before. But yeah, it's like, well, I don't take back any of the opinions I say. Like, oh shoot, battery warning. Like, oh wow, this zoomed in a lot, or no, never mind. I don't take back any of the opinions I said, but I would like to apologize for my actions, because, like, to call out other people because of different opinions, that's not a good thing in any way. It's not a right thing to do. I've called out a lot of things. I've called out a lot of people. I've said some pretty nasty things about a bunch of things. Like, I've made it clear some of the topics I don't care for. I don't care for memes a whole lot. I don't care for popular music a whole lot. I don't care for esports at all. And I've made very vocally clear points towards a lot of these things. And in terms of just even some games, like, I don't want to let my distaste of this or my distaste of this ruin my opinions. I'm a lifelong Kirby fan, and it's okay to be a fan of something and still not like something in a series. Like, for example, with Zelda, like, this is an odd example, too, because, like I said, the original version of this is one of my favorite games of all time, but I just don't like the 3DS version. And that's okay. People are allowed to have different opinions. Like, it's a little bit weird being in a minority of an opinion, but that's okay, too. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a hypocrite, because I've outright blasted popular opinions with that, but it's like, nobody wins in that situation. It's either people like something or they don't like something. I don't think anybody's in a right or wrong situation here, so, like, that's just kind of where my mind's been the last little while. It's 1 a.m. when I'm recording this, so my mind's very scattered, and I'm literally gonna go to bed as soon as this is done here, but it's like, you know, what do you say to this kind of thing? Okay, yeah, it's like, I admit, I've said some pretty crass things in the last year or so, but that I don't regret saying it, but I would like to apologize for those kinds of things, admittedly. So, I also realized this whole time this video's been on a weird angle here, but whatever, honestly, I feel like it would have been too, I feel like the thing would have been too, like, nah, I don't even know, it's too tired to make sense of anything logical right now. Yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's any other specific arguments I might have had over the years, or especially in the last year or so, because last year I've said a lot of freaking stupid things that definitely garnered a lot of, like, attention from a lot of people. The Triple Deluxe thing was one of the big ones, the Pokemon anime, and even the Pokemon fanbase in general I've questioned from time to time, just because, like, anytime even the slightest bit of news happens, they freak out over the smallest things and blow every bit of news proportion out of proportion. And it's like, it's not like Michael Jackson and Elvis Presley just came back from the dead here and are going on a, like, 40-date world tour here. It's like, it's something that everybody's gonna freak out about for maybe a couple of minutes, and it's gonna seem like a couple hours, or even a couple days, and then life's just gonna return back to normal. It's like, and it's happened so much in the last little while. It's hard. How do you be on the normal side of things? How can you, like, how do you justify being normal about these kinds of things? Like, that's the kind of, like the people who just change their opinions on every generation. It's like, you can go back like 4 years ago and see what people had to say about Pokemon X and Y back even just a couple years ago when those games came out, and now people suddenly think they're terrible games. It's like, people shouldn't, I don't think people should change their opinions that much over, like, one franchise. Back a couple years ago, people used to say Gen 3 games were terrible, and my mind's just going, like, since when were people saying, like, Emerald, Fire and Leaf Green and Ruby and Sapphire were, like, underrated or overlooked or all this other stuff? I get, like, somewhat, but, like, I don't know, I guess I was just in the generation that grew up with those games, so it's like, and now they got a very half-assed remake, and I've never been shy about my opinions on that. I never thought that game was really necessary, and now people just demand Diamond and Pearl remakes because that generation's 10 years old now, and people, like, well, yes, there's some flaws with that generation. It's like, people just will not only want remakes for the sake of remakes, and it's just like, shut the fuck up, people. Like, That's the kind of divisive opinions that make it hard to live in with these kinds of, like, situations right now. And I know I might have even just caused controversy by just saying that about the fanbase, but I'm not afraid to say it. I think that the Pokemon fanbase has some fucking problems. So, whether or not people agree with me or not on this one, I'm not going to sugarcoat my opinions on that. But that's just an example there. And that's the way how every debate I get into starts with, is because of shit like this. So it's like, I'll leave it at that there. If people... These are just my opinions, too. I'm not changing my fact that I don't like Triple Deluxe as a game. I thought the Pokemon fanbase has had problems now for years now. And it's like... And it's only getting worse and worse. Combine that with just everybody who spoiled the anime last year, and it just left a sour, sour note, in my opinion, that took me a really long time to recover from it. And it's like, that's just kind of the way I've been the last little while. I haven't really, like, I'm just gonna leave it at that there. I think I made my points pretty clear here, and if people feel free to have a civil debate, it may be hard to have a civil debate, but, like, yeah, especially knowing, like, if people ask me my opinions on Triple Deluxe, that'll be a video in its own right, but that, I feel like I'd like that to be a more produced kind of video instead of just me rambling, but, yeah, that'll be something for its own time. So, until then, thank you for watching. I've been Masterstarman, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.